Hi, welcome to my video on the basic equation of a parabola, y equals x squared. This is the first video in the unit on transformations on the parabola. So the basic equation of a parabola. The basic equation, what I'm going to do first is introduce the equation of a line. You'll see the reason as I go on in the video. The basic equation of a line is y equals x. So since y equals x, if x is 2, y is 2. If x is 1, y is 1. X is 0, y is 0. X is negative 1, y is negative 1. X is negative 2, y is negative 2. Because x equals y. And we're going to graph, this is the notation, the set of ordered pairs such that y equals x, which is a line, and we're going to graph them over the set of real numbers. So when x is 2, y is 2. X is 2, y is 2. X is 1, y is 1. X is 0, y is 0. X is 0, y is 0. X is negative 1, y is negative 1. X is negative 1, y is negative 1. And x is negative 2, y is negative 2. And so I plotted the integers first, and because we're doing the real numbers, then I'll join all the points, because real numbers is a shading. So that's the equation of the line y equals x. So all points on this line, all the x and y coordinates are equal. But as you notice, this line has a positive slope, because as x increases, as x goes to the as x goes to the right, what happens is that y, as x goes to the right, y is increasing also. So y increases. And y is going up. And you notice that if you go to the right and up, that's a positive slope. And another way to write that down is this x goes to infinity. That means it's going to the right. That means that y is going to infinity also. So x is increasing, y is increasing. And also, as we go to the left, as x decreases, that means you're going to the left. As x values go to the left, then the y values are going down. So the y is decreasing also. So we got down. So that's related to as x goes to negative infinity, that's going this way. Y is going down, going to negative infinity. And again, notice the slope is positive. So the slope of this line is positive. So positive is, notice, up to the right. As x increases, y increases. What I'm now explaining, it's important for the parabola, important for the exponential functions, is important for the math that's in the next chapters. Let's look at the line y equals negative x. So we got x and y in the table of values. X is 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. So y is equal to negative x. So if x is 2, negative 2. If x is 1, then the negative of that is negative 1. If x is 0, the negative of 0 is still 0. If x is negative 1, then the negative of a negative 1 is 1. And the negative of a negative 2 is 2. So let's graph the line y equals negative x. So if x is 2, y is negative 2. If x is 2, y is negative 2. If x is 1, y is negative 1. If x is 1, y is negative 1. If x is 0, y is 0, the origin, 0, 0. If x is negative 1, y is 1. If x is negative 1, y is 1. If x is negative 2, y is 2. If x is negative 2, y is 2. So notice that the line is going in the opposite direction And I'll join those up now. So that's the line that's represented by y equals negative x. And let's explain what I'm trying to get at here. As x increases, as x goes to the right, s increases, then the y decreases. As x goes to the right, the y values are going down. So as you move this way, the y is going down. So notice we got down. So notice that's the opposite. So if you think about it, then the slope of this line is a negative. So a negative is going down. When you go to the right, you go down. And what happens as you go, as x goes, what happens as x decreases? As the values of x decrease, as the values of x go to the left, then the y values are increasing. They go up. Again, notice x goes to the right, the y goes down. That's the opposite. So that's a negative slope. As x goes to the left, the y goes up. So that's a negative and a positive, so that's a negative slope. So the slope of this line is negative, and really, in relation to all the math that you're going to learn, polynomials and exponentials and that, I look at it from the point of view, if you go to the right and go up, then it's positive. If you go to the right and go down, it's a negative. So, and notice the slope is up to the right. The slope is down to the right. Or also a negative slope is going up to the left. But let's explain the equation of the slope of the line and use that to help us to look at the slope of the curve of a parabola. So the basic or parent equation of a parabola is y equals x squared. So what happens? We have 3, so we take 3 and we square it and we'll get 9. If we take 2 and square it, we get 4. If we take 1 and square it, we'll get 1. And 0 squared is 0. Negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 2 squared is 4. And a negative 3 squared is 9. So let's plot those points and see what happens. Remember, y equals x and y equals negative x is a linear. And I want to go back and just to mention that again, bring back this page. Here we go. Notice the degree is 1 and 1, so it's a linear. Whereas, let's go back and look at this one. The degree of this equation is x is 2, so that's a quadratic degree of 2. And what is the shape of that? Well, here we go. If x is 3, y is 9. If x is 3, 1, 2, 3, y is 9. So we go on up till we hit the 9. X is 3, y is 9. Approximately right there. If x is 2, y is 4. If x is 2, y is 4. And that's approximately right there. If x is 1, y is 1. X is 1, y is 1. X is 0, y is 0. When x is negative 1, y is 1. When x is negative 1, y is 1. When x is negative 2, y is 4. X is negative 2, y is 4. And when x is negative 3, y is 9. X is negative 3, 1, 2, 3, y is 9. So notice we got to join these points up because remember we're graphing over the real numbers. So I have to join them up, but I'm going to take the ruler. Notice if I start at the lower point and hit the upper point, or one of the upper points, the line, this is not a straight line. This is a straight line that I have on my ruler, but the points on the curve are not a line. So y equals x squared is looking like a line, but the curve is shaped much I try to draw it. Here we go. And I have to try to draw the other side. Come down, down, loop in. And notice that it's made up of almost like two lines. Well, if you think about it this way. This parabola that I'm going to call y equals x squared is split into two pieces. Notice when I move one unit to the right and one unit to the left, I have the same y value. When I move 2 units to the right and 2 units to the left, I have the same y value of 4. When I move 3 units to the right and 3 units to the left, I have the same y value of 9. So notice this is a curved surface made up of, like, if you want to say, like almost two lines. But it's split. We have, if I can draw the graph again and show you, we have what we call the right side, doing that, and that's the right side. And we have, allow me to draw it down below, starting right here, we have the left side. So the two sides, this side, the right side, and the left side, are images of each other. They're mirror images, and this is, each side is symmetrical around the line, the y-axis. So what happens is that on this side, as x increases, as x goes to the right, the y values increase, going up, and that's like saying that as x goes to infinity, then y is going to infinity. So on the right side, as x goes to infinity, y is going to infinity. Notice it's not a line, but notice the curve is going up to the right, a positive. It's like a line. If I put the ruler on it and put the ruler on this curve, notice that anywhere on the curve joining 2 points, if I draw a line through these 2 points, then the slope of this line is positive. That means the slope of this curve is positive. So take any 2 points and draw a line. The slope of that line is positive. Again, the slope of the curve is positive. And if we look at the left side, as x increases, as x decreases, going to the left, I'm looking at this side now, as x goes to the left, the y is increasing. As you go up, again, another way to say that, as x is going to negative infinity, as x goes to the left, negative infinity, the y is going to positive infinity. And that's understood to be, if I say infinity or positive infinity, it means the same thing. So notice there's two parts. So if I put the ruler on this part here, and if I could draw a line through those 2 points on the curve, then I would have a negative slope. So any 2 points on the curve, when I draw a line, I will have a negative slope. So the basic parabola on the right side has a positive slope, and on the left side has a negative slope. So it's a two-piece curve. I want to show you something interesting. And notice that in this case, we have a vertex. The vertex is the peak point. The vertex is 0, 0 right here. Notice the vertex is 0, 0. Notice we have a 1 on each side. Notice we have a 4 on each side. Notice we have a 9 on each side. So the vertex is in the middle. The vertex is the peak point, the point where the curve changes from, this is a curve, the curve on this side is a positive slope. The curve on this side is a negative slope. So the vertex is the point where the curve changes from a positive slope to a negative slope or vice versa. And so just want to mention that again, the vertex is the point where the curve is changing in a parabola, the peak point. And that brings us to the end of the first. I wanted to do a video on a basic equation of a parabola. And the basic equation of a parabola is y equals x squared. And very quickly, the vertex of this is 0, 0, and it goes, as you go to the right, it goes up. As you go to the left, it goes up. And another idea I want to mention, I'm going to use again when I get to the higher math and polynomials. Just watch this. As when we draw a line, a positive slope on a line is going this way. So this is a line. Positive slope is this right here. This is the positive slope because you're up to the right. This is y equals x. It's got a degree of 1. So when I draw the equation of a parabola, y equals x squared, I have two parts. So watch. If I draw a line, I do this and I get a positive slope. But when I draw a parabola, I start with the line coming down positive and then I bend and go negative. So positive going to a negative in terms of the slope. Notice y equals x squared has a bend. It has two lines if you think of it. It has a line only goes like that. But a parabola has a bend. It has 1, 2. It comes down and then it bends and goes up. Just want to mention that. That brings us to the end of the video on the basic equation of a parabola that we have to know. We have to know the table of values. If you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Visit my web math site, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.